All right, we're back again. This is Sean Gibson and
Ashton Gibson.
Ashton Gibson Dyke, and we are doing another week for morals. But
Yeah,
we missed.
sorry we missed a couple weeks, and
Yeah.
we're not doing it on Thursday.
Well,
We're still going to do it this Thursday since we missed a couple.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
this video is about, what was it? Don't judge someone by how they look.
Don't judge somebody how they look. Okay, I like it. So, what do we always? We judge people by how they look. We always do.
I haven't, well,
I
I've
think
done
we all-
that about, like, 2 or 3 times.
I think we do it without thinking about it. I think when I see somebody, I judge them on how they look, even though I try not to. I
I've
don't
done
treat them
that like
bad.
5 times in my entire life.
Well, you're saying times that you may have treated somebody bad because of the way they look. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
Okay.
didn't do it too much.
All right. Well, I think we all judge people on how they look. So
At least
whether
once in our
we
life.
whether we mean to or not, meaning that we'll show them respect if they look like a respectful person even before they say something, and then when they say something that may change. But or if somebody looks like they're a little goofy, then we may treat them a little different because that's kind of human nature. But it's not the right way to be because you can't judge a book by their cover. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah.
Can't judge a book. What does that mean? Can't judge a book by a cover. They may not be exactly how they look. So
Yeah. Even though they look weird or like creepy or like something's wrong with them, you gotta like ask them about it. Maybe
I don't know.
do something about
Maybe
it.
they don't think they look weird, and you're going to ask them how come they look weird.
No.
Think about that one for a second, huh? No, it could be. It's a difficult situation that you treat everybody the same, treat everybody with respect, no matter how they look. Some people may not, may have defects. So there's a video I watched of they had it posted as the woman's most ugly girl, the world's most ugly woman, and she talks about her growing up, and she had a birth defect, so her face and her body was really deformed, and so when she her parents kept her and loved her and did the best they could with her, and then when she started kindergarten, she went in and she noticed that the kids were treating her different. She had no idea that she looked any different than any other kid, but she found out that day, that first day in kindergarten, people would scream and make fun of her and stuff, and she had to deal with that. She's had to deal with that her whole life. So then we feel that we realize how fortunate we are, but we can't judge them that way because she seemed to be a very nice person, and sometimes somebody may not look like the way you want them to look or what you would expect somebody to look like, but maybe they're a super nice person. Or the opposite side is maybe somebody is super attractive and they carry themselves well, but they're just not a nice person. They don't treat people well. That happens too sometimes. So the whole moral of the story is don't judge a book by their cover because you can't tell.
Exactly.
We don't know. We don't know. So give everyone a chance and treat them appropriately. And that's for us too. You know, we do the best that we can, and sometimes people are going to treat us bad because we don't look the way that they want us to look, right?
Yeah.
You ever had anybody do that to you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Once.
Yeah. They treat you bad because they thought you looked goofy?
Yes.
Yeah. How did that make you feel?
Made me feel less than.
Less than what? Less than like a normal
Like-
person?
No, just less than.
Oh, okay. Made you feel bad?
It made me feel less.
Yeah. You feel like crying?
No, I didn't feel like crying, but
I've had people
hurt
treat
my
me bad
feelings.
before. I remember a girl called me ugly one time. That was a terrible feeling.
Same.
I didn't think I looked ugly.
One day,
But apparently she
one
did,
day
so it made me
in
think
4th
about that.
grade, someone said I would not be a creation of God. Like,
Said you
she was
wouldn't-
a jerk.
What'd she say?
I wouldn't be a creation of God.
Why is that? What's that supposed to
I
mean?
don't know why I brought that up.
What's that supposed to mean?
That means God wouldn't want to create me.
Oh, well, she's just being mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
I
you
know,
have,
she was
she ended up being one of your
jerk.
friends?
Yeah.
After a while, after you guys got to know each
Yeah.
other? And sometimes
She
that
became
happens.
nicer.
That is
to
what
me.
happens most of the time. We judge a book by the cover. They may have different skin color than us. They may come from a different part of the world, so they look different than us. They may talk different than us. But guess what? They're all people, and they pretty much are going to be the same. So depending on their upbringing and the personality and the character in their heart, judge a book. Hold it. There's a saying to that. I can't think of it offhand, but judge a person by their character, not by how they look. Right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
Okay. Well, that's our story for today.
Wait, what? No.
No, there's more.
It's only 5 minutes.
We want to do more than 5 minutes today?
We're supposed to do 8 through 15.
Oh, 8 through 15. Okay, stand corrected. So more stories about
Okay.
judging a book by their cover. So let's think. What else is there a good story of judging a book by the cover? You think that's where
Well-
prejudices come
Well, I had this, I read this one story the teacher read this one story at school. It literally made me think that we should do a video on this. That's how I thought of the
What was
name
the
of this
story?
video. It was like where a new girl came into 2nd grade at a new school. I think it was the principal's kid, and or like one of the teacher's kids. They had torn up clothes. They like were all torn up. They didn't have, like, they were poor or like broke,
from? Yeah,
and everybody judged her. She had no friends,
yeah.
not a single friend. She always smiled at people and asked if they wanted to play. But on the last day of school, when she came, she had a pretty dress and jump rope, but she didn't ask to play. She just went to the side and just went jump roping.
Yeah. How'd the story end?
The story ended by she moved away the next day right after that. And then they were talking about kindness that morning, and they passed a stone around each other, and they said something they did nice to each other. I mean, nice to someone. And they put the stone in the water. Everybody had a stone. And the main character, I forgot his name. He was the one who sat next to her. He never smiled back to her. He always looked out into the window. He even scooted his desk away from her.
Wow.
He was rude. And when it was his turn, he didn't throw it in. He just passed it on.
Oh, he didn't.
Because he was waiting for the day for her to come back so he could smile at her.
And be nice.
But she didn't come the day after that, or the day after that, or the day after that, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And then a few days later, that he figured out that she moved away, and he never got the chance to smile at her, and he felt bad.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yep.
You say something mean, it stays in your head all your life, and you can't get it out.
That's just.
And it makes you regret it,
Yeah.
not like doing something or
Yeah.
doing something to someone.
Yep. I remember I was in school, a girl had been burned. She had burned on her face and on her finger. She was only missing half her fingers because they burned off. And she was burned all the way up here. And no one treated her nice. I feel bad about that. I didn't really even talk to her. I ignored her.
You
but-
ignored her on purpose?
Well, I think it's just because everybody did. Everybody ignored her.
Oh,
I
so
followed
you
her.
were a follower.
I was a follower. Yep. I
You
was. Very weak.
you just didn't want to look stupid.
Right. I didn't want to look stupid talking to her, and everybody would. There were people who made fun of
So
her, but it's
yeah,
a terrible thing to
that's
have
not
that
their
kind
fault.
of thing.
That's not their fault that you didn't want to look stupid.
Well, it's my fault.
Yeah,
For not
exactly.
being
It's
there.
your fault.
It's my fault, not their fault.
it's not their fault.
Right.
You should have asked to play or
I
like
should have been nice to her.
exactly. It stays in
Been
your
her
head
friend.
all your life, and you
I
regret
think about it now.
not doing
That
it.
was like in 3rd and 4th grade. I still remember that. I still think I should have talked to her and been nice to her and been at least one kind person to her. So there's a story that I heard about a kid walking home from school. He had all his books, and somebody came down and they knocked all his books out of his hand. And then they ran off laughing, right? And he and some other kid saw him knock the books out of his hand, so he helped them pick them up, and he walked all the way home with the kid. Okay, helped him carry his books home. And the kid said thank you, and they started talking, and they hung out for a little bit before he went home. He said, all right, well, I'll see you tomorrow. And the guy's like, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. And then the next morning, they ended up walking to school together. They talked, and they said, I'll meet you in the morning, we'll walk to school together. So they walked to school together, and then they hung out, and then they grew up together, okay, through grade school, through high school. And in high school, he ended up being the prom king, the king of the prom. Everybody voted him #1. And he told the story that one time he was going to actually commit suicide. You know what that is?
Yeah, when you kill yourself.
Right. He said that day he got all his books out of his locker and was carrying them home, so after he was dead, his mom wouldn't have to go back to school and get all his books. That he'd have them all out of his locker. And he was walking home, and he was going to do it that night. And you know what happened when he was walking home?
What?
Some kids knocked the books out of his stand, and some kid came up and talked to him and helped him and started talking to him. It's a true story. And from then on, he had hope. That kid gave him hope.
So he didn't do suicide?
No, that kid gave him. He ended up being prom king. He ended up being really popular. But before then, kids picked on him all the time. He couldn't take it anymore. His kids were mean to him all the time because he didn't look very cool. He looked goofy. And kids picked on him. And he just had enough, and nobody was being kind to him. But that one person was kind to him. And he ended up being really good at sports after he got a chance to feel good about himself. And he ended up being prom king, which is a big deal in high school. So, being kind to somebody because you don't judge them by how they look. So it's about the character in their heart, not by their
How they
outside
look.
Right.
It's about the inside, not the outside.
That's kind of the ugly duckling story, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Ugly duckling story.
Yeah.
But so that's our story for today, that we do the best that we can around people who sometimes just need somebody to be kind to them.
Yep.
Right? So we're going to sign off today. Give it high fives. High fives.
High fives.
High fives.
And make sure if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to all so you never miss one of our videos.
Yep, you can listen to them whenever. So we're going to try to catch up on some of them that we missed. So, but again, thank you guys. Sorry for missing some. And see you next time.
Bye.